I guess just a general question, Steve. What happened in the second and third quarters that you guys could not keep this game in close at all?
Yeah, they scored 69 points in those two quarters. So they took control of the game. I thought that run, beginning of the second quarter, I think we were up 6 or something, or 5. And they made a really good run and had control of the game from there. So one of those nights, we've been, in every game. Seems like all year, every game's been close. We've been competitive and tough, and tonight we kind of lost that competitiveness, and just it felt like we got demoralized. Shots weren't going in, and it just they just took it to us. It's we know what's coming when 3 or 4 guys are out of the lineup. It's this is a common theme in the NBA, and especially when you play Miami, because they're going to be tough, and they're not going to give anything away. And you look at the box score; they had 7 turnovers, 26 assists. They controlled the game, so we got outcoached, outworked, outplayed.
What do you think was the biggest offensive issue?
I'm sorry?
Biggest offensive issue?
Just never got into any flow, and we weren't getting stops, so we couldn't get out in transition. We missed some shots that we normally make, but I give them credit. I just think they outworked us, outplayed us.
Steph went 3 of 15. He's kind of had a chunk of games here that the shooting numbers have been down. Do you just view it as just a kind of random slump? Are you seeing fatigue, in him?
No, it wasn't his night. I mean, this is all part of an 82-game season where, guys are going to have some tough nights and tough stretches, and I'm not worried about Steph, that's for sure. But it was just a night where we just couldn't get anything going. And again, I thought that second quarter stretch where we went from up 5 to down 10 in about 6 minutes, that shifted the game, shifted the momentum, and we never got it back. But again, I give them credit. Spo always has his guys ready, and what you're facing when you face Miami. They're not gonna give you anything, and it seemed like they beat us to loose balls, beat us to rebounds, and they had some guys step up. I thought Kane was fantastic. He was, obviously Tyler Hero's their main guy offensively, but Kane stepped in and played a great game, and he was a huge factor in the win.
Steve, even when you guys were winning games, you were still looking for better defense. What do you think your defense is right now?
Well, it wasn't good tonight. 114 points. They shot 48%, and we just didn't turn them over, until the end when we put some pressure on. But at that point, it was too late. I don't think they felt us at all tonight. I think everything was pretty easy for them.
You obviously want combinations that you see work. You've talked about trying to figure out what the rotation is, what you can rely on. Maybe a game like this or some other situations are showing you combinations you don't want at some point?
No, tonight wasn't really about combinations. It was just about being outplayed and, as I said, outcoached, and they controlled the whole game, no matter who we had out there, no matter what combination was out there. So, those are things that we think about and look at all the time. But I don't think that was the issue tonight. Thank you.
Hi, Steve. Jim Conlan here from RCB Radio Sport Ireland. Steve, I'm just wondering, in terms of Paul George, in terms of matchups, he's a guy that can play in the backcourt and the front court. He can link up with Kai and Serge in the front court, but he can also play in the shooting guard. As a coach, do you prefer to see Paul in the backcourt, or do you prefer to see him in the front court? Which do you think he's more dangerous as a player, as a threat to you?
He's dangerous everywhere. It's what makes him a great player. He handles the ball like a point guard, but he's as big as a power forward. So that's why Paul George is an all-star. That's why he's a max player. He's a great two-way player, and very difficult to cover all over the court.
Thanks, Steve.
Hey, Steve.